Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Cowboys receive huge news on CeeDee Lamb. The Dallas Cowboys are third place in the NFC East with a 2-1-2 record, and while they'd certainly like that record to be better, it's pretty darn good considering that they've been without star wide receiver CeeDee Lamb. Of course, Lamb suffered a high ankle sprain in Week 3 on Sunday, September 21st, during the team's matchup against the Chicago Bears. As for the injury, he was running the ball and got tackled pretty awkwardly, and from there, he twisted his ankle. Lamb has been out ever since, so it's been a struggle for the team. At this point, the Dallas Cowboys are waiting with bated breath for Lamb to be healthy enough to be back on the field, but one can't rush an injury being healed. Thankfully, the team got some fantastic news on Wednesday, October 8th, about Lamb and how he's doing in rehab. The progress shows that the Cowboys might not have to wait too much longer to see Lamb back in action, which is great news for both Dallas and every fantasy team that has Lamb on their roster. Lamb didn't show much, if any, progress last week and didn't even practice, which was not a good sign. But things are looking up. On Wednesday, as Lamb was seen outside doing some rehab exercises on a side field. This marks the first time that Lamb has been seen outside since his injury. Tyler Guyton, concussion, and Tyler Smith, knee, on the practice field Wednesday, ESPN's Todd Archer reported in a post on X, Tyler Booker and CeeDee Lamb going through rehab for high ankle sprains. Positive injury news. But Cavonte Turpin and Donovan Wilson not practicing. Miles Sanders walked to locker room early. On top of that, Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News also said that Lamb was using resistance cords during the session and said that he would need maybe one more week. While this is all good news, there still isn't a definite date that Lamb will be back. At first, he was given a 3 to 4 week timeline, and he's only been out 2 games, so time will tell if he's back in the next few weeks or needs more time. But things appear to be moving in the right direction. For more hopeful news, Tommy Yarish of DallasCowboys.com reported on Monday, October 6, sourcing Stephen Jones of 105.3 The Fan, that CeeDee Lamb, Tyler Booker, Tyler Smith, Tyler Guyton and Cavonte Turpin are in a group that is possible to be back in the next 2 weeks. Cowboys breakout wide receiver named trade chip leading up to deadline. The Dallas Cowboys wide receivers room looks equally promising and exciting over the first 5 weeks. CeeDee Lamb has cemented himself as one of the league's premier wideouts, which is nothing new, but the team's off-season trade for George Pickens gave Dak Prescott the kind of big-bodied vertical threat he had been missing. The addition of Pickens, while impactful, has also pushed Jalen Tolbert into a new role as Dallas wide receiver 3. That's why some believe he is quietly becoming a name to watch as the trade deadline approaches. He's entering the final year of his rookie deal, and with the Cowboys' financial commitments already tied up in cornerstone pieces like Lamb and Prescott, front office decisions on complementary pieces like Tolbert become more complicated. Cowboys Wire's Todd Brock is among those who feel Tolbert could be traded as part of a package deal in the event owner Jerry Jones decides to add more players. Referring to a conversation Jones had on October 7 in which the Cowboys owner mentioned he was open for business when it comes to adding player via trade, Brock rattled off a short list of potentially expendable players. The Cowboys front office has previously stated that they prefer to sit back and let teams reach out to them with a trade offer, but if Jones senses that an inside track at a playoff berth is within reach, the team certainly has resources to go out and spend for the right player, Brock wrote on October 7, adding, "Current Cowboys players like Luke Schoonmaker, Donovan Wilson, Dante Fowler, or even Jalen Tolbert could potentially be added to a package deal for an interested trade partner." The Pickens addition changed everything, to be sure, but the emergence of others in the Cowboys wide receivers room is a factor, as well. Cavonte Turpin has carved out a niche role for himself, and Ryan Flournoy just broke out with the first 100-yard game of his young career Week 5. If the Cowboys decide they need help on defense, the defensive line and secondary in particular could use a boost, and prefer picks over paying Tolbert next spring, he could certainly wind up part of a trade package for Dallas. Dallas Cowboys open for business, and a trade for this veteran could improve their roster. The NFL trade deadline is just 1 month away, and many teams are looking to make moves in an attempt to make a run to the postseason. With Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones saying the franchise is prepared to make moves to improve the roster, the pressure is on. As previously reported by the Dallas Express, Jones is no stranger to making trades, having sent Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers in the offseason. This trade has exposed various weaknesses on the defensive side of the ball. Now, Jones has said that the Cowboys are prepared to make a trade and could look to improve the team before the upcoming deadline. I think that old sign is out, open for business, is there. I think that we are continually looking. As we go on into this season, teams will position themselves where they basically feel like less of a contender because of the losses or because of circumstance on their team, he said, per the Cowboys. There's opportunity there, and that's when you start getting those calls. And yes, we're in a position to improve our team if we get an opportunity to. Although the Cowboys could make a variety of different moves before the trade deadline, the most likely trades will come on the defensive side of the ball to help a unit that has struggled in nearly every game this season. Here are one potential option for the Cowboys to help improve the defense: Baltimore Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey. Humphrey has struggled to find a rhythm this season and is currently a starting cornerback on one of the worst defensive units in the NFL. However, a change of scenery could help to revitalize the veteran in the second half of the season. In addition to a struggling pass rush, the Cowboys' secondary has been unable to consistently slow down opposing receivers, with multiple players finding wide-open touchdowns over the first portion of the season. One of the important aspects of this potential trade is that Humphrey will likely cost less draft capital and would quickly become one of the team's starting cornerbacks moving forward. Similar to the Bengals, Baltimore has struggled to start the season and could quickly become sellers if these issues persist, as the team appears unlikely to make the playoffs due to its slow start and the numerous injuries across both the offense and defense. Dallas could capitalize on both Humphreys and the Ravens' slow start to the year and poach one of the more effective cornerbacks in the league, with this singular addition having the potential to change the outcome for the Cowboys' secondary moving forward.